much knowledge of all, so they can get the full spectrum of what goes on,
Okay.
so they're not walking in with just all this knowledge about what's about to happen.
Okay.
That's all right. No, I get why Chad does it that way. I get it.
Was you able to hear everything I said before we lost you?
I lost the middle part, right? I lost like 1 minute right before you got done talking.
That was the best part.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
I'm just kidding. I was just saying.
Wait, do you need to re-record, John?
Yeah, well, it's recording now, so yeah, I can't believe that.
Right.
Well, don't.
So what if I can't serve without myself, without my ego being in it, then the ladder that I talked about, the things that I know, the tools that I know the Lord's providing, then I'm not going to be able to utilize them to the full effect either. And other than the actual thing that I felt like and I talked with Josh about it a little bit, because I had to sort of remove myself to an extent of what was going on. I felt sort of like I left him hanging this weekend. I was able to message him a couple of times, and so that was a little aggravating to me. But
well, I like to sum up what I heard. I think you kept using the word not having ego, a part of my servant, being a servant to lead others, and ego stands for edging God out. Really, that's what it is. Pride takes the place of ego. So what I hear you saying, Cornbread, is you're learning a lot about yourself, more and more every day, every time you challenge yourself with whether 40 days, proving ground, all this stuff you've been doing in the past year. So I think my advice would be just keep listening to God and where he's leading you, because you're already doing great things with your podcast. But like I told you last summer, God has great plans for you, and you're just at the precipice of just breaking through to another level. So my advice would just keep being around people who lift you up, keep serving people, put your ego aside, and you're going to move forward for God's kingdom. And that's what it's all about.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you, Cornbread. I really do. Okay, Mr. Sam Markham from Cleveland Heights.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So things that have been going well. I've really been doing a lot of I've been praying more than 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So there's I pray in the morning, I pray at 7:14, I pray at noon, I pray at night, and usually one other time at some point. Tom's been sending me things, so when he sends me the prayer, I usually pray it right away. And then John, I read your emails too, and I say those in like a prayer format.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely getting the prayer in. And then I missed my alarm one day, but I haven't hit snooze once.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So now Sundays, just with where we are with the 2 young kids, I'll get up for an hour. I'll do my prayer. I'll listen to the Bible for 25 minutes. And then if I'm still sleepy, or if the baby's with me, I'll find my way back to sleep with the baby. But I haven't hit snooze. So that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm getting my morning routine. I'm getting enough done in the morning that I feel like I could stay up, but it might be better for my family if I get this baby back to bed.
No, you need to do it. You have 5 kids and a newborn. You don't have to make any excuses at all. You're doing a great job.
So, and the exercise has been going really good too, actually. I broadened the definition of exercise to include things like shoveling my driveway.
Yeah.
But I have a snowblower, and I said I'm going to shovel it so I get my 40 minutes of exercise in that way, and play with the kids in the snow. So but just if it involves real physical activity, I'm counting it as exercise. But other than that, I think I've gone on like 5 runs or so.
Yeah.
And tracking on Strava has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't eaten between meals, haven't taken a bite, so the fasting's going fine. I have not, like Tom, I've only made contact with 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and also, much to my regret, I haven't been journaling.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would journal when I get off my runs, because I usually do most of my thinking when I'm running,
Mhm.
like that's when my neurons are just like going all over the place, and it's not at all uncommon. So I think I need, but there's not a checkbox here for journaling. So
That's correct. That's correct. The only, you know what, when you see the blank, so I know you can't see it, but when you see the blank page,
that's where the journal's supposed to be.
That's kind of how it's set up. Like, hey, wait a minute.
Gotcha.
I didn't write
Gotcha.
one thing down for the week. What the heck have I learned about
You're
myself?
right. I didn't, and I seriously could have journaled like
A lot, I'm sure.
a lot this week. So that would have been really good. And I'm hoping that some of it comes back to me, but we can talk about that more later. I definitely need help with the one contact. So it's funny that Tom, my accountability
Mhm.
partner, is also not calling anybody.
That's common though. It's common. It is.
Yeah,
No, that's good, Sam. I really appreciate it. It was great to see you at church this morning with our families.
you too, man. Yeah.
It's like I told you, this program to me is more than just the check boxes. It's about the relationships that you form at a deeper level and bringing Christ in those relationships together and serving his kingdom as warriors on this earth. And that's what it's so important to do. And I think a lot of Christians are flying solo, thinking they got to do it all by themselves. But once you surround yourself with great people, it makes the journey better. It's so much better. And I'm so proud of everyone who's been communicating throughout this group and doing everything they're asked to do. It's been an amazing journey. Just watching.
Can I ask you about one of the line items, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna ask about the zero alcohol, and I want to say this with respect to the individuals on the call who have issues with that. I'm doing it out of respect for the program, the zero alcohol. But one thing I'm having struggling, and I can do it, but I just gave up alcohol for 9 months while my wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
And now she wants to have like a glass of wine or a bottle of beer. And I'm like, can't. So we actually did on Tuesday. We had a friend come over, and he'd been having this beer. He wanted to try it with us. So like, I guess my question is, how important is that component to the program itself? If I have no problem giving up alcohol, but I like to drink with my friend wanted to share this new beer with me, and my wife wants a glass of wine, that kind of thing. What is your resolution of that?
My resolution is to use your best judgment.
Okay.
I would say it's the circumstance that you are in from already giving up alcohol for 9 months. You're in a whole different category where somebody who's been drinking alcohol every day, every other day, or on the weekends.
Right.
So
okay.
I would just say be disciplined and obedient to what you think is right in the eyes of the Lord.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we won't. I mean,
no,
I'll probably have a drink or two a week with her just to enjoy a wine because she finally can again.
Yeah, I understand. I think what I would do, because you are in a relationship with your wife where you want to enjoy just that time together.
Yeah.
I look at it like that, where
like a date night.
Exactly. So just think of it like that. Okay. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. All right, Chas, you're up.
So I've done everything except I'm not sleeping at night. So I have pressed the snooze button a couple times.
Yeah.
And going to be working on that issue here pretty soon with the help of Carol,
nice.
my partner, but because she's had the same issue. So I haven't gotten exercise in like I've wanted to, but you Southern boys, I got my eye on you just like Kelly. So it's coming back. I'm going to be in Florida for a week for my new grandbaby. So I'm going to be doing 3 a days.
Love it. Love it. I love it, Jeff. I know everyone's competitive here. Let's be honest. Because if you weren't competitive, you probably would not have joined this group. It's 100% truth. So, and it's all good fun though. And
yes, it is.
I love the bantering, and I love to see the girls rising up to the occasion.
I was like, Callie, whoa.
Yeah, that's a punch in the throat. I like that.
Lightning bolts. You got to represent those lightning bolts.
Right.
I just love that John has actual people to really truly compete with him. I love that part.
I do too. I love it.
Last time he blew us all out of the water. Like you did like 3 times the exercise we all did.
All I can say is I always like a good fight. And we, as Chris Worth would say, we rise by lifting others up, right?
Yeah.
Well, you rise by bringing the competition up, and this is what I love. And it's, what, to be honest, like I'm being 100% truthful when I say this. It is fun, but at the end of the day, when this 40 days is over, I hope that people realize they can do more than they thought they could. That's what I really want out of this. This program is all about growing and getting outside your comfort zone and saying, you know what? I was only doing 3 hours of workouts a week. I did 7, 8, 9, like way out of my comfort zone of how much time I was wasting before. That's what people need to realize. You waste so much time doing stupid crap on your phone or other distractions. You could be sharpening that body and the soul in your mind every day, but we choose not to because we like comfort. We just do. So appreciate it, Chas. I got Justin, Dirtbag. Come on, let's hear it, brother.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. So first I wanted to say I really appreciate seeing all the back and forth on WhatsApp. I was kind of laying low there for a couple of days, but I had a couple of literally about 2 minutes opportunity where I flipped my phone on, took it out of airplane mode, and looked, and it was really encouraging. So I appreciate that. We were out there on the proving grounds and just trying to stay locked in on that. And I did make a commitment to try to adhere to as much as I could to the 40 days. And, I feel really good about what I was able to do while I was out there. And, I didn't contact anybody on Saturday, but I did on Friday and today. So that's really, the thing that I missed. I think that, when I first saw this, I saw this list and I was like, man, this is great because this is pretty much what I do every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then, I realized kind of having this list staring you down, that's a little intimidating. The accountability of it is intimidating, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that was there to challenge me. So I think that what went well is, really just having this script to better organize what I was doing. What didn't go so well is the no mainstream media, no mainstream or toxic media.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how that works.
Yeah.
When I'm driving in my car, I'm usually listening to an audiobook or a podcast. And every now and then I'll flip on the radio and it'll be talk radio. And it probably 5 minutes into listening to a talk radio show, it just dawned on me. I was like, "Ooh, this is not good," So, that happened 2 or 3 times, and it was just habit.
Yeah.
So I locked that down, and now I'm being deliberate about locking that out. So I'm really enjoying the challenge of having this script and actual accountability with this. So my goal is really, I love to reach out to people. I love to talk to new people. But my goal is to reach out to more people in this group. And, for everybody listening, at some point I want to talk to you. Hit me up, give me your number. I'll reach out to you, whatever, and let's have a conversation. So that's my immediate goal.
Justin, I think that's a great goal for everybody in the group to have a one-on-one, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. And I think because Callie brought this up last week about, can your one contact be someone in the group? And I had to think about it for a second. And I think it's 100% yes, because we grow together the more we can trust each other and know more about each other. So I think if we could all make it a goal, and maybe this could be a new checkbox in the future, but contact everyone in the group at least one time. So
I'm going to be doing that. So be prepared, everybody.
Callie's coming after you.
Yeah, come on with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
No, I think that's a great goal. And for accountability partners on that topic right now, Justin, I would say this for everyone's accountability partner: just make sure that you are checking in once a day. Like what how I do, Justin and Scott. I just every morning I'll say it, whether it's words of affirmation or just making sure you're aware that I'm there for you. And I think it helps to, again, bring that relationship closer. And we should never be afraid not to call each other too. So I need to do a better job. So I'm just happy that everyone's being honest right now. I'm glad that you were authentic with what you're struggling with, and out of habit more than just struggling with the radio. So that's good stuff, man. I'm proud of you for getting through the proving ground. I knew you would, and we'll maybe you and I will just have a talk this week. Let's make that. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to write your name in my book to have a conversation about the proving ground with whatever you could, I guess, talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate it, Justin.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Chris. My boy from the East.
Yep. North and East.
Right.
I've been, so for me, the getting started, like Cornbread was talking about the fast, like I felt like I got off to a very good start with the fast, and and then I liked that it started, like the program started on a Sunday, and was cruising through the week, and then we had a snow day on Friday and a weekend hit, and I tapered off.
Yeah.
And so that was not a great situation for me. So I was kind of doing pretty well with most everything, probably just needing to be more consistent with my prayer time throughout the day. But then just kind of this weekend hit, and kind of just got struck by a lot of like self-doubt and confidence, like just getting shot, like with just a handful of different things, just kind of poking at me. And I really could I was trying to rein that in throughout the day today. Really just feeling like, instead of feeling down, just feeling like kind of just recognizing what it is. Satan was trying to break my confidence down where it was going well, and he was trying to really break me down. And in my head already, I've got the plan to get up again early in the morning, get out for a run. I probably ran more last week in 1 week than I have since high school.
Wow.
And it's not for any, I'm not trying to brag or anything. Like I really just I've been into it and I've enjoyed it. And I want that to be, I've got some goals around that for the year, just, trying to have a big goal. John, you were talking about having run 1,000 miles in a year. I want to run 500 this year.
Yeah, you can do it.
And, but didn't get out today for no good reason, and so really just working on my confidence and being on task. Like I was able to check off a lot of the boxes and was feeling good. But then when I hit the weekend, like I keep the book in my computer bag, and I didn't pull it out till today. And so that you
Yeah.
know,
So
when it's not out and in front of me, and I wasn't thinking about it. So
here's another suggestion for everyone. Just set this to wherever you go first place in the morning, set that book right next to where you go first is a reminder. Second, for you, Chris, my advice would be to stop having so many feelings. Now you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'm a guidance counselor. That's what I live off of. So one of my favorite quotes I came up with is, don't let your feelings get in the way of today's accomplishments. So just put the feelings to the wayside and just say, I'm doing this. I don't care high or hell water. I'm getting it done. So like for a goal for me this year, run 1 mile every day or more for the whole year. Okay. So if you want 500 miles, you have to run 1.1 miles each day. Seriously, 1.1 mile each day to get 500. Because I equated it to what 1,000 would be, just double it. So the point is this: intentionality and putting things where you need to put them. So put that book where you go first. And then my best advice to gain confidence is exercise with prayer together. Those two things together, when you sweat, you just shed sin, and then you feel resurrected when you come back. No one ever had a bad workout unless you just got completely smashed by doing maybe a workout with Chad Wright or something. But the point is that you're going to feel great at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When you do it. So my advice this
Appreciate it.
My advice this week is get your feelings out the door, stick to the script. You'll gain more confidence and just start building that routine. So by the end of this course, you'll be like, man, I got a rhythm going. I have my rhythm, and you'll feel so much better about it.
Can I throw in for a second on that, John?
How about you go next then, Dave? Go ahead, throw in, brother.
Sure. Chris, can I be your contact tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah, we're gonna get together. You're in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
All right. I got a big mission coming up in the spring in March that I think God really threw on my heart. And I'm north of the city by about 3 hours. So I'll talk to you about that tomorrow, and then we can announce it next week if you decide to take it on.
Absolutely.
It's going to be very interesting. Something I got just totally thrown on my heart. And it basically involves a non-organized marathon in New York City. And it's going to have some twists to it. So I'll get some things and we'll throw it in next week for anybody else who wants to think about doing something like this. And I think it's going to be a real interesting goal and going to make a real mind bender on the usual pattern. Because I'm in the same boat as you, man. I am right in the middle. I mean, you're speaking to me directly as to what happened. I got destroyed this week by evil. I got destroyed. I mean, I just did not respond. I did not get involved in this. I'm competitive. And I mean, I did some of this stuff, guys.
Yeah.
I just didn't really get the heart of it like I normally would. And especially the eating part of it. I just went right out the window. The exercise went out the window. I mean, I was on a tear this year in the past year, and I just went right out the window. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm Cornbread. I'm really thrilled I touched your heart a bit, with what you found. That was really a beautiful thing for me to hear. I needed an uplift. That was something that really blessed you. So thank you for that. I think that I got in touch with Callie Chass. I talked to this week, Cornbread, obviously by text and some things. And, absolutely, Chass, as far as she's put something about, praying by the armor of God. And that's true. And that's what I've been doing. I cursed the devil out. I don't know how many times this week. Yeah. I mean, got thrown off a little bit by almost getting hit by a car in an ice storm when I was running. So it threw me a little bit, but I got 2 new strobes now. So screw that. I'm out there. And basically, I check in with Callie. She's great. Our thing is in the morning. It's always like, hey, good morning. What's going on? Trying to get in a certain pattern of things for the morning ritual. So the good part for me has been consistent prayer and very effective with that. I've been helping 3 brothers out this week through various circumstances, and I'm glad to be able to do that. No regrets. Do it again in a heartbeat, but it's been a little heavy. So I got to put more back into me, and that's something that I did do this week, which is rare for me. I also, with the kids and all the things going on, many of us experience. But John, thank you for the videos. That is very inspirational to me. You know, when I'm looking out there and it's 2 degrees outside and snowing, and I see you out there with a headlamp and doing a video, I mean, I'm like, ooh, that's cool, because that like keeps me cranking. It really does. I mean, I'm like, oh man, this dude gets it, you know. And I'm like, all right. So you know, not that everybody else doesn't. Don't get me wrong. I want to preface that. You know, everybody has their things. I don't want to run in heat. I would die. But you know, it's just something where, man, I got thrown off. I just felt like, you know, and I even heard a few people say, well, I'm glad I'm in the program for the second time. And I'm going, maybe that's what it is. You got to kind of get ingrained, and maybe it's time to, I don't know. But I'm thinking right now that it's going to be week 2. And that's my
awesome.
thing.
I like that. Week two.
Week two. It's like, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, 40 days. Did I already blow it? What the?
No.
I'm like, no, you know,
Dave,
no, it's 30 days now. Screw it. It's 30 days. You know.
You know what, Dave? This is what I've learned from people who go through the program is that this actually goes back to Strava for a second. I'm gonna explain why.
I can't get on Strava.
No, this is how my mind actually played around today. Because once Justin put that on there, that he blew it up, like I'm like, he crushed it. And then Cornbread put it on there. I thought to myself, well, game's over. Initially in my head, I always said game over. And I thought to myself, that's what a loser's mindset is.
Yeah.
That's what a loser's mindset is. So then I thought to myself, well, you just got to go to work. That's all you got to do. And at the end of the day, whether win or lose, it's not what it's about. It's that you gave a damn, you put forth the effort, and you didn't make excuses of why I didn't do it, because you were getting crushed. You're going to get crushed, just like you got crushed this week by the Satan, right? Well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to punch him right back in the face this week and say, you know what? I serve a God that is going to destroy you. And that's what I'm doing this week. My mission is to destroy Satan and every deception that he has on your heart this week. So week 2 is the week, brother. Week 2 is the week for you, Dave.
Absolutely, man.
You got me pumped up now.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I'll put the pictures up. I might even do the first lap out there. Maybe I'll do it shirtless or something.
You should. I love it. Post a video. Yeah, I love it.
Why not?
Jason. Right? Okay, Jason too.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you haven't seen anything because Jason's coming on New York City mission. So Chris, if you join, you better be prepared, man.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. All right,
I'll let you know. I'll all right. So screw it. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Whether Chris, whether you want to get involved in that, it's totally up to you. But I think it's gonna be a really cool thing. Here's the idea, and everybody can do an adaptation of this. All right. If you want a big goal, and I'm talking like this is gonna be interesting. Here's my vision. Jason's already holding my feet to the fire because I brought it up, and I'm like, oh, what have I done? So he said, look, brother, he goes, I know you're not ready for a marathon, but guess what? We're going to go run one anyway. And I was like, all right. He goes, we can walk part of it. We can struggle through it. I said, I'm going to add a piece to it, brother. He goes, all right, what's that? I said, you got to give away something every mile. 26 blankets, 26 of something else, whoever needs it. Going to pray and going to give something away every single mile in New York City. It's got to be done in a day. So we're going to go through, whether it's the Bronx or wherever we got to go through and do this. And so that it's not just the run, but it's the giving back. And that's the idea that I have. How far that goes and where that goes into, that's the idea I have. So put it back in. Cornbread, get out there and do something in that public eye of don't let yourself be challenged, by who you feel spoken to talk to, get out there, and by all means, if anybody else wants to, I just wanted to throw that out there to you, Cornbread, sorry, in the midst, but we can talk private. But just something like that, something that really puts challenge. This is not an easy thing. I mean, I'm very extroverted, but I just feel like, if you're to commit to something like that, that's whew, and I got to not raise the money, but I got to figure out how to get the materials for that. I got to figure out what we got to do next, probably about March 1st. So just throwing it out there.
Dave, this is what I learned from the Lord is that if you don't have a big, hairy, audacious goal that you need God in that plan, then it's not big enough. So it sounds to me, whatever you're doing in March is a God divine thing to help you make it come true. So I love it. I love it. That's how we should all be thinking, doing things outside the box.
Yeah.
So it's awesome stuff, man.
Keep you guys posted. So
I appreciate it, Dave.
Thanks, man.
All right, my other boy from up north, Scott Kraft. We got, I think, 3 people left. Scott, Josh, and Carol. So go ahead, Scott.
Everything's going pretty well. The getting up early, fasting, enrichment, of course. A lot of podcasts and reading. That's the way I usually live anyway. So what's kind of baffled me this week is trying to figure out why I feel so compelled to do all these things that a lot of them aren't comfortable.
Yeah.
And then, after a few days of doing it, because the first few days I did it, didn't want to, but did it.
Yeah.
And then on the third or fourth day, I realized it was the people, the same reason I signed up for the group. The people in the group, it was like, I want to do as much as I can, not to let them down as much as I don't want to let myself down. And so that's my accountability.
Yeah.
The thing I'm having a problem with is the journaling, and I'm getting that done too, but it's just chaotic because I don't take time throughout the day to write stuff down. I just write myself little notes. And by the end of the day, I'm taking 4 hours out of the day to figure out all the things I was thinking and write it down. So,
for you, Scott, journaling is hard for a lot of people, but I think the one thing that I've learned is try to do it at the same time during the day, whether first thing in the morning, during lunch, or at night. So I think it was, who was it? They said they were running. Was it Chris? I think just about running, and then writing down your thoughts right after you do a run or exercise. And I think it's very important. It was Sam. I'm sorry. Now that I'm looking at my journal. It's very important to do that because that's when your mind is so clear. So if you say you go for a walk for 40 minutes outside, get that cool, fresh air, you come in and you just say, I'm sitting down for 5 minutes to do this. Everything I thought about on my walk, because your mind's just going, racing with all these different things about what you can do in your life, who you can contact. So if you can do that this week, it's a win for you. So try that, okay?
Okay.
And I think you'll be right on where you need to be, man. I appreciate it. We got Josh. You're up next, brother.
How's it going, John?
Good. Real good.
All right. So the one thing that I feel like I did well this week was waking up early. That's never a problem. One thing I need to work on, which sounds like it's a big thing in the group, is reaching out, communication. I did talk to Cornbread a few times this week. Callie reached out to me. And then something else I got to get busy on is my mission statement, because I ain't done jack on that. But I got Cornbread going to help me out with that. So other than that, I feel like everything's going pretty good. The workouts come easy.
Yeah. It was awesome to see you. That was awesome to see you doing that outside, that race you did with your son.
I did I was there by myself, but me and him did a little shakeout walk today. Nice. But yeah, that was in Bowling Green, Kentucky yesterday. It was like 14 degrees. I would say it was a good time, but it could have been a little warmer.
It was a little suffer fest. That's the way to go.
That's right.
There's no way to grow without suffering. So
that's correct.
So what I would do for you, and this is everyone, the one contact, think about maybe people right now, if you have your journal out, and think about who you're going to contact in the group. Start with that. I'm going to contact, Vance. I'm going to contact Sam. I'm just looking at people on my screen, and just write their name down. Shoot them a text on WhatsApp or through their phone or whatever. So if you write it down, you pre-script it, it makes it easier. You don't think about it, you just do it. So try that out.
All right. Appreciate it, John.
All right, Josh, I appreciate you, man. And last but not least, the lady from Perry, Ohio, Carol.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm just feeling better in the last couple of days from having COVID. So I'm a little behind on the working out, but I'm kind of catching up the last few days. I haven't written anything in my, as far as journaling, I haven't done that yet. And I need to do my mission statement too, but I've pretty much been doing everything else. I probably could connected with 2 people, and they were long conversations. Nice. So I keep thinking I need to have time when I do it, because it feels like, we kind of taught for a long time.
Yeah.
That I've been doing intermittent fasting for, I really like doing that. I've been doing it for about over a month now. So I've continued to do that. I think one thing that this has helped me, I've always been a pretty disciplined person. I'm always looking to make myself better, but I think that I'm bringing Christ more into thinking on it more and infusing that into my life as well. I think I didn't have as much, I didn't look to him when I needed to. And it would have, I think, made, like, who was it that said, Justin said he's inside his head. I think sometimes, if you listen to Christ and talk to Christ and think on that instead of the worldly things that are kind of inside your head, that helps you. So I'm looking forward to having more Christ in my life. And
no, I think what everyone needs to understand during this journey, we're eight days in, is it's going to be a different experience for everyone. I call the honeymoon period's over now because everyone's excited and you joined something new. And for you, it's different because you had COVID and you were still getting over it. But now it's your time to rise. Week 2 is the week where we make strides, all of us, in the right direction. And you clean up those areas where you were struggling. All right. So it sounded like everyone's the one contact. Everyone needs to do that. So let's all do this as a group. We're going to write down in our journal, our book, who you're going to contact this week. Text message, call them, whatever. Let's all do that together. Journaling sounded like that was another one. I want your page by the end of our meeting next week to be filled. It's not hard to do. Just fill up that page with things that are on your mind. I'll give you an example. This week, I'll just write my first one. This is middle of the week. I'm 4 for 4 on writing the daily devotionals, and talk to speech has helped me as I drive into work. I wonder, should I write the rest of my book like this? So these are the things, like you're asking yourself questions, like tell yourself what's going well. I found a new podcast this week, Mission Driven with Joe Melendrez. Terrific. I love it. Like, these are things that you should be experiencing. And if you have blank pages, you're not really knowing where the journey is taking you. Because at the end of this, you should read the beginning of your journal to the end and see the journey that you have taken. So I think, like Sam said, that's not what in the checkbox is, but it actually is the biggest checkbox because it's the largest area for you to put things down in. So let's finish here. I know I'm looking at the time, and I'm just going to talk about the mission statement real quick. So the goal is to have a mission statement prepared by next Sunday. So you have a week. It doesn't need to be due today. I really want to get to know everyone more and talk about the setbacks and things that are working well. So I'm just going to give you an example of how my mission statements changed. So I had originally last summer put it in as just, I will exhaust all my gifts for others. That was it. I will exhaust all my gifts for others. And I changed it to imitate. I want to imitate Christ and exhaust all my gifts for others. So what I learned is, and everyone, when you do your mission statement, it should be an affirmation of what your to do every day is for everybody. Does that make sense? Like, my duty in life is to imitate Christ and exhaust my gift for others. That's mine. That's my mission. So I put the imitate Christ in because I can't just exhaust my gifts, because that's selfish. That's pride. That's ego. And I have to put Christ into the plan of imitating how he was when he was on earth. So if I can share Christ's love for others, that's more important than my gifts. My gifts are nothing. I mean, they are something, but I'm saying that the bigger picture is me to imitate the way Christ loved us when he came down and how he loved us on a daily basis. The second part is, you guys have, like, we went back to cornbread now for a second, all these gifts and talents that you have, but you won't ever know what you can do unless you get aligned with God, and 2, act on it. Sometimes we're afraid to act because of what I heard Dave say, the deception, the devil get in your head, I can't move forward. Like, these are things you need to start carving out of your mind and your soul. So this week, if you could just write one sentence and read it out loud, and you're going to have to probably go through it, massage it a little bit, edit it, but read it out loud, and it's got to be like, man, that's exactly what I feel like God wants me to do in my life. And you got it. So I think we could all do that by next week. Is that a good mission for all of us? Roger that. I like that. I see heads moving up and down. That's good.
Yes.
If you need help, reach out to me, reach out to your accountability partner. I sent a video in the email to watch again. I highly recommend it. It's 7 minutes long, but this should set the table for you for your 40 days, but more importantly for your life. And it should always be revamped once a year, because it may change, and that's okay. But if you serve Christ and you're a warrior for him, you're living out the mission. You bring souls to him, and he says to you when you meet him in heaven, these are all the people you brought to me that were saved because of you. There's no greater reward. There's no greater reward. So think about that in the back of your mind, okay?
I have a question.
Yes, Kelly.
Can I have my mission statement be the one that I did over the summer?
You
Or should I
can.
tweak it?
I would
a
tweak it
bit?
though. I remember what yours is. I would tweak it a little bit though.
Okay.
All right.
And then also be prepared. Vance, Carol, Scott, Sam, Cornbread, you, John, and Thomas. I'm reaching out to you guys this week.
Awesome. I'm looking forward
So-
to it.
Okay.
Anyone want to end prayer for us today?
You do.
I do. All right, here we go. That's all right. You guys will get out of your comfort zone one day.
Yeah.
All right, Lord, it's the best blessing in the world to be around people who love you, who just want to be better, who want to be the light in this world so desperately when there's so much evil and darkness. I pray over everyone right now that week 2 is going to be an explosion week of just emotions and excitement and sticking to the script to glorify your name, to be disciplined and obedient to your law and your will, so that at the end of this week, that each and every person will have a mission statement that glorifies you. I pray that everyone will be safe and protected by the Holy Spirit, and that each person will get to know you at a deeper level, so that they can truly understand their pure heart, the love, the agape love that you have for each and every one of us. Lord, I ask that we connect at a deeper level within this group, keep pushing each other, and just at the end of the day, be true disciples while we are here on this earth. I ask all these things in your name, Father. Amen.
Man,
All right. Thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me. And I really look forward to communicating with people during the week. And hey, go Team North, right? I'm coming back, Dave. We're coming back. Dave, you're coming back. Cass, you're coming back. Callie,
What?
Van.
Did you guys really go for like 20 hours?
Listen,
It
let
was
me
way more
break
than
this
that.
down.
Break it
Let
down,
me break
Justin.
this down for Team South. The workout that I posted on Strava is probably about half of what we really did.
Wow.
I'm gonna, without giving up too much of the program, I expected to get my butt whipped because I work out with Chad pretty regularly. I go up and do team PTs, and he tears me apart, and that's what I like. But I got about double what I thought was going to happen on this.
Wow.
And so I just had no real way to accurately log it all in Strava. So I just did a time, and I put mileage that my watch told me how many miles I covered. But there was a whole boatload of stuff in between there that I didn't put in there. And I'll say this, John, since you're my accountability partner,
yeah,
I hope more than anything else that you and I are able to challenge each other, not just in this on Strava, but on everything else, because that's where I grow. And and I'm looking forward to that.
That's what it's all about. I mean, you could be a
Yeah, man.
warrior. You can be a warrior like Goliath. You know, I'm sorry, not like, yeah, Goliath. Yeah, it's a perfect example. That's what I wanted. You know, but the thing is, like, you die in the flesh only, but you got to sharpen every area. That's why this whole program exists. You could be Hercules, man, but you have no connection with God at the end. You got nothing out of this except for maybe a better looking body and more strength. But that's not what it's about. We have to be sharpening our souls, our minds, and our body, all of them. That's what the essence of this program is, because at the end of the day, our soul lives forever. Nothing else does. But the longevity of strengthening your body and learning how to use it in a manner in which you can serve the purpose of the Lord, that's what it's about.
Yeah, roger that.
Justin, I appreciate that. I look forward to sharpening the blade together, you and Scott as well, my accountability partner. So that's another great challenge for the week. Let's keep pushing each other to be better men and women, okay? All right, guys. Hey, an hour, a little longer than I would like, but I really do appreciate everyone's time. Get some rest, wake up on time tomorrow, and week 2 is the week we get after it. You hear me?
Sweet dreams, everyone who gets up super early when everyone else is resting.
Right. Roger that. All right, love you guys.
All right.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great week.
See
Okay?
everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.